Shalom, Kol Loyum La Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem, Rawar Chakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well, and as always, peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David that are scattered abroad. And I just wanted to do a lesson, going into how this guy Elon Musk, all of a sudden this deal is going through with him actually buying Twitter, the Twitter app. You got a lot of dummies, a lot of these people that are still in the dark that have no clue, what these, super rich technocratic puppets are up to. Looking at this guy like he's some type of hero that's gonna buy this platform so that you can have your freedom of speech back. But knowing how these globalist elites and these super rich puppets, that stands as a face, for their wicked evil agendas. We know how they get down as it is written. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. This is the same man, who's pushing for a technocratic control over the world. He wants to put a bunch of satellites in the sky, so that they can, have full monitoring and surveillance over the people, like in that movie Enemy of the State. You wouldn't be able to have all this technology without all them satellites. All right. He wants to put brain chips into people. He wants to merge the technology with, you know, the human body, the human flesh, AI amalgamated with, the physical. And all his agendas, everything that he wants to set forth is it's in the same plan of the World Economic Forum and the globalists, the rest of the globalists. It's all part of the Great Reset. All right. So he's in on this whole agenda for the New World Order. He's there to help give life to the image of the beast. All right. And hey, the water Yahweh Shemiah Shai, for giving us that ice off, man. Call Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shai, the water Yahweh Shemiah Shai, Zad, Nathan Lanawa, Ayan Lara, Lara. All right. He gave us the ice off. All right. Ayan Shaman. All right. And we can see through this devil. We can see through, his traps, his pitfalls, his snares, man. Okay. And that's why the scriptures, tell us to be vigilant, be sober, keep your eyes open, be attentive. Because we know that this devil he's gonna come with it. All right. So this is from Fox News, and this is dealing with the report on Twitter accepting the deal with Elon Musk. And you already know what's gonna come with this because a lot of people, this is gonna bring everybody, back to that platform, even those who, were shadow banned, who got kicked off. Now they're gonna come back over on the Twitter. I hate Twitter. I just the the poisonous ideologies that's you know shared on that platform every single day. The type of crowds and I got tired of Twitter like over a decade ago. So I never really messed with Twitter like that. But you see the people are happy that this dude is actually buying Twitter because you know Twitter as well as these other social media platforms, are heavy censored. The only thing that can uh, be posted on those platforms is whatever goes along with the controlled narrative. So now that he's buying Twitter is looking like he's being the hero. So these people have no clue. So I'm gonna play the clip, and then I want to bring out some information regarding this guy. There's a lot is apparent that most people don't even know who these people are. These puppets. Because his dude, he's just a face. All right, he's a multi-billionaire, and the elites use these type of individuals. You don't even know these people's backgrounds, their families, their what families they go back to, and you got to question it. So anyway, let's play it real fast.
Well, here's some news for your Monday morning. Twitter is reportedly close to a deal to sell itself to Elon Musk, the social media giant, taking another look at the tech billionaire's takeover bid after he lined up more than $46 billion to acquire the company and take it private. Kelly O'Grady from Fox Business live in Los Angeles with more. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Dana. Yeah, in a stark turn of events, Twitter is reportedly poised to accept Elon Musk's best and final offer of $54.20 per share. They're in the final stretch of negotiations, and a deal could happen within the next 24 hours. Now, the company was set to decline Musk's offer, even putting in place a poison pill to block him from increasing his stake. But after meeting with the billionaire yesterday, and after pressure from Twitter shareholders to take the deal, the board was running out of options. Elon Musk announcing last week that he secured over $46 billion to finance the deal, and even meeting privately with shareholders to convince them to back him. That obviously puts Twitter under a lot of pressure. Now, what shareholders are willing to accept, though, depends on their investment strategy. We spoke to a number of short-term investors this weekend, and the prevailing theme was they want Twitter to take the current deal. A few shared a complete lack of confidence in new CEO Parag Agrawal and noted the stock had been dropping until Elon made his announcement. Longer-term investors, however, think the offer undervalues the company. Now, Twitter is certainly performing their own valuation right now, so they can justify to Elon and shareholders what the company's worth. One snag, even if a deal goes through, centers on Musk's trouble with the SEC. If Twitter establishes that a sale to Musk would be risky, it could ask for a sizable fee in the case the deal falls through. But no agreement yet, Dana. One thing I want to keep watch on is what happens with the stock price. Okay, it's already inching closer to Musk's $54.20 offer in pre-market trading, over $51. That could complicate matters. We won't have to wait long, though. The company reports earnings on Thursday and could address the bid as early as today.
Kelly O'Grady, everybody's watching this story. You'll be busy today. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
So you see these people, they seem like they're happy about that move, but they don't know that there's a further agenda, all right, dealing with what they got going. This is all about technocracy, all right? This is all about that great reset that they're implementing. And before you know it, you're going to have to, they're going to require you, if you want to get on these platforms, it's going to be required for you to be basically to take away the anonymity. You're going to have some type of digital identification. It's going to become a requirement throughout all these different media platforms, or even to be on the internet. Period. They're going to make it to where you're going to have to be identified. All right. You're not going to just be able to freely be on the internet and lurk and post information. This is what they're doing worldwide. It's not going to be any different. So you think that he's buying out Twitter so that you can have your freedom of speech again? You better think again. All right. There's always something to their methods. That's why the scriptures say, put on the whole armor of the Most High that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. All right. You have no idea. This is all part of the technocratic setup, where they're gonna further put you into a technocratic dictatorship. You're gonna go into digital slavery, a digital prison. That's what they're designing for you, you dummies. All right. So I want to just go to this real quick because I stumbled across this. Somebody has shared this link, and it pretty much exposes this guy. In the media, he's such a superhero. You know, he's worth billions of dollars. You know, he's making all these investments into this new technocratic world. You know, he wants to put chips in everybody and perform miracles. Through the MOTB. But look at this guy's background. He's part of them. All right. It says Elon Musk is the grandson of a small hat Canadian leader of the technocracy movement, openly backed by Masons and the Rockefellers. So it can't be any good. If his family is tied in with the Rockefellers, which are basically one of the top super rich international banking families, right behind the Rothschilds. These are the rich that prosper in the world. It talks about that in the scriptures. Was that Psalms the 73rd chapter? These are the ungodly that prosper, and they have the wealth to make these plans and carry them out because it is in the power of their hand. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that work evil upon their beds. Let me get that, because they're acting like this just happened to just come by choice, that Elon just decided to I want to buy Twitter. Now, this shit was already in the works, man. But they're acting like it just came about, and you know they had second thoughts on the offer, but they were thinking about it, and then they're trying to come up with a decision. The same way they talking about the digital dollar. It's just in the talks right now. We're entertaining the idea of it. No, it's already in the plans. That's exactly what you're gonna do. You ain't fooling nobody, man. All right. Everything is going to be interconnected on a global digital database. This is all part of that digital uh, slaves control system that these devils are setting up, and that's all part of the image of the beast. All right. So real quick, I forgot what scripture. Me rambling. I forgot what scripture I was getting ready to go to. But matter of fact, let me get Ephesians 6 real fast. It is Ephesians 6:11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Man, meaning his methods, his strategies, and we know that the devil, he has to disguise himself as an angel of light. You know, to make it seem like he's a harbinger of salvation. You know, somebody that's here to do you good, even though he's really here to you know do wickedness. That's why it says in the Apocrypha, if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, but at the end, he will declare his wickedness. That's why you can never trust him. The devil knows how to uh, dissemble. He knows how to disguise himself. All right. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's what we're up against. All right. Now, the scripture just came back to mind. Micah 2. That was where I was supposed to go. Micah 2, verse 1. And it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." All right. And that's, these globalist, super rich international banking families that fund all these corporations and governments. That's how they're able to carry out their agendas, because it is in the power of their hand. They have the military, they have extreme wealth. So they're trillionaires, man. And then they send these billionaire puppets, you know, who represent their agenda, and they go out there and they play a role. And Elon Musk, he's one of them. He's just playing a role. Bill Gates is another one. They all are playing a role. They're puppets. They're just faces for the newer order international banking families, man. The globalists. All right. So, you can look at some of these screenshots. You got his grandfather, and they all go back to Amalek, the small hats. This is the reason why they got so much power, man. But yet these same people, all right, they done conned the whole world into believing that they're the Lord's chosen people. But all of them that are at the top, all of them, they all are in on a wicked agenda. Look what they're doing to the planet Earth. All right, they're pushing that green energy agenda. That's what this whole Ukraine thing is about. Okay, get rid of fossil fuel energy, and they want to do it with the solar energy. Because they want to hoard up all the natural resources to themselves, because they're insatiable. Their greed is very insatiable. Okay, so it's all about dominant control with these people. So you see this flashing right here, man. This is Elon Musk's mother. She said Elon Musk's mother called. She said too many people are still lazy about doing their own research. Hmm. It's all about technocracy. Basically, AI is going to basically control and run the world. It's going to take over your mind. They want to download your mind onto the database, you know, turn you into a humanoid. That's what this is all about. So this is going into this man's history, his family history. It says Dr. Scott Helderman is a board certified neurologist in active clinical practice in Santa Ana, California. He currently is a distinguished professor at the University of California, the chairman of the Research Council for the World Federation of Chiropractic, and founder president of World Spine Care. Accomplished in his own right, he also happens to be the uncle of one of the world's great innovators, Elon Musk. Read how the young Musk spent time on the Hildeman family farm in Saska, uh, Saskatchewan. Both Scott's father and his grandmother, Musk's great grandmother, were chiropractors. In fact, Almeda Helderman became Canada's first known chiropractor in the early 1900s. So, I guess that's where they got their start, dealing with being chiropractors. And you scroll down and look at this. Dr. Helderman also earned a place in the political history of Canada, owing to his service as research director for Technocracy Inc. of Canada, his national chairmanship of the Social Credit Party during the Second World War, and his unsuccessful bid for the national parliament. His vocal opposition to communism during the war briefly landed him in jail, and his 1950 relocation of his family and practice to Pretoria, South Africa would open a new page in his career, once again as professional pioneer, but also a avatar and explorer. It says it's like a viator and explorer. Although he died in 1974, the values he instilled in his son, Scott Helderman, DC, PhD, MD, continue to influence the profession. So they have a trace of history going into the technocratic field, introducing Technocracy Inc. and their trilateral commission connection. So he's tied in with the elite. Says Technocracy Inc. defines itself as a nonprofit membership organization incorporated under the laws of the state of New York. It is continental organization. It is not a financial racket or a political party. Technocracy Inc. operates only on the North American continent through the structure of its own continental headquarters, area controls, regional division sections, and organizers of it as a self-disciplined, self-controlled organization. It has no affiliations with any other organization, movement, or association, whether in North America or elsewhere. Technocracy points out that this continent has the natural resources. It is where you have Silicon Valley and all that other stuff. It says Technocracy points out that this continent has the natural resources, the physical equipment, and the trained personnel to produce and distribute an abundance. Technocracy finds that the production and distribution of an abundance of physical wealth on a continental scale for the use of all continental citizens can only be accomplished by continental technological control, a governance, all right, which, we know government means mind control, of function. At Technocracy declares that this continent has a rendezvous with destiny, that this continent must decide between abundance and chaos within the next few years. Technocracy realizes that this decision must be made by a mass movement of North Americans trained and self-disciplined, capable of operating a technological mechanism of production and distribution on a continent when the present price system becomes impotent. It's like you're impotent to operate. Technocracy Inc. is notifying every intelligent and courageous North American that his future tomorrow rests on what he does today. Technocracy offers the specifications and the blueprints of continental physical operations for the production of abundance for every citizen. All right. So, this was always in the works. This was always in the plans. And they need, a group of, specialists and, intelligent people that are learning and study into this field. And we know that we being in that time where knowledge is being increased according to Daniel 12, now, we're seeing the advancement of the technology. But Esau is going to use it for left-hand purposes. All right. The Lord, put it into this devil to develop it so that, for one, this technology will be actually used to forward the word to get the gospel out to the four corners of the earth. But on the left-hand side, he wants to give life to the image of the beast. All right. That can do pseudo miracles and so on and so forth. All right. Was that 2 Thessalonians 2? It tell you that his power would come after the working of Satan. So Satan on the left-hand side, is giving them these ideas. This is 2 Thessalonians 2, and I'll start at verse 7. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work, and only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." Meaning he's constantly being exposed, and basically, that image that he's actually giving life to, that he's trying to make everybody worship. Through these prophecies, through this word, we're actually breaking it down. So he's being consumed by the spirit of the Lord's mouth. All right. And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Meaning the Lord's going to come, all right, during his return, and he's going to destroy this devil, destroy this beast. It says, even him whose coming is after the working, or the energy of Shaitan, the adversary, with all power and signs and lying wonders, pseudo miracles. And this is what's causing the people to wander after the beast. All right, they're deceived by his left hand power, because he's coming like he's about to save the world, the planet, with all these developmental, sustainable developmental goals. But he's lying. He's deceiving you. He's putting you right into captivity. All right. He wants to be your God, your Lord, and his technology is going to do the ruling for him. All right. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. These people are believing in a lie. All right, so they're going to be greatly deceived. They're deceived by the power that he has through his technology and his pseudosciences, his pharmakia, which is his sorcery. Okay, and we're giving you the truth so that you can be delivered out of the hands of this devil, this beast. But our people that are not right, they don't want to be saved because they hate the truth. It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. All right. So a lot of our people, they're gonna, they believe this devil, man. They like what they see, they like what they're hearing, and Jake hop on the trend every time. There's some new technology, new iPhone, new smartphone. You got the virtual reality with the metaverse. So they're gonna be wrapped up in all this crap, man. All right. It says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. All right. So, this is all, pretty much part of the secret counsel of the wicked. And it tells you that in Psalms, the 64th chapter, that they will set snares. Psalm 64 and verse 5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them in the heart is deep. And we know the scriptures say that thou art wiser than Daniel. There's no secret that they could keep from thee. So, you know, to build this technocracy up, you got to have a bunch of intelligent, learned people that know that understand, how technology works, and also they got a background in um neurology, so they know how the mind work too. All right, it ain't a coincidence that he wants to bring forth brain chips because they want full control over your mind. And what does it say in reference to the MOTB? That is going to go in either in your forehead or in your hand. So if you think this dude that's pushing the MOTB and is pushing for transhumanism has your best interests, then you wouldn't get all happy that he's taking over Twitter. And that's if you're a user of Twitter, because you already know it's going to come with some stipulations. But these people, they're not bright. They're in darkness, as the scriptures say. The world is in gross darkness. Gross darkness covers the people. But we have that eye soft. The Lord, gave us the eyes to see. So this devil can't have a one up on the Lord's elect. All right. So hey, now is the time to awake out of sleep, man. All right, now it's time to be you know, be sober, be vigilant, be circumspect. So, I just wanted to do a response lesson to this, dealing with, this whole Twitter thing. 'Cause this is basically what they're gonna be talking about, for a bit. And a lot of people thinking that this is part of them, getting some form of freedom back. And they think that this Elon Musk dude is a hero, you know. But when you're a rich dude and you got it like that, people they're gonna admire you anyway. So anyway, I'm gonna close out with that. And Lord willing, this was edifying. We give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And to the next lesson, Shalom.